Hi, my name is Cascade Yil York. You can call me the DNA, radioactive DNA for radio, and lyrical DNA if I'm, busting on the microphone. So other people call me Cascade as well. And I am a journalist, I am a poet, an artist, and as well as someone who is active on, the creative space. One of the things I hold dearly as a human being is the humanity in humans. The humanity in people is I think I would respect the humanity in people much more than their religion, much more than the political or economic status or whatever status that people have. So for me, I stand for the humanity in people. So I respect every human being because they are human beings.
Legendary. You would never be secondary. The black and the berry.
So my relationship with music started very long time ago, and that should be when I think 8 or 10 years old. I just began to realize that there is a safe place, and that was music. So, and then with the influence of people around that were into music, we became very addicted to having music around, and then people coming and taking us to concerts. Then Jos used to be a very very beautiful place where we walk from one place to another, trek from one location to another just to enjoy good music. So that relationship was very firm because we weren't paid for anything. It was just the love for it, and we found a very safe place. The reason is because there were lots of things happening back then that I wouldn't really say that without music, but some of us would have really made it saying at this point. But then it all started because we just had this pure and sincere love for the arts, and it became very vast and intense when we realized that we could actually also get into what others were doing. So we started recording music, in the little way we know how to, and so that relationship started for a very long time. And I think the challenge that we had, that other creatives had growing up in Jos, would be the platform. Why? Because lots of it's typical. African setting has this typical setting that children must be professionals. You must grow up to become a doctor. You must grow up to become a lawyer. My house, personally, everybody has to be, everybody would have to be a lawyer, or a doctor, or an engineer, or whatever professional, uh, profession that people think was more important. So the platform was not there. The support was not there because it was a thing of hide and seek for lots of creatives to do music in Jaws, especially in Africa generally. So we have people hiding to go. Myself and some of my peers hiding to go to the studio to record. Having music for just you. Once you record a music, it's just you. So you listen to it in just your room, and you don't allow anybody to know that you recorded music. And so some of these things are some of the challenges that some of the creatives, even in Africa, face. So it's just a matter of platform, acceptance, and then the understanding from our parents that music is something that we could actually dwell in. But the narrative is changing. We're having people or families encouraging their children to go into music and all of that. So I think that would be the basic challenge, actually. So the couple of things that I think would really make a difference for creatives in Jos and outside Jos would be one, the realization generally, both from the person receiving the content and the person giving out the content. If we both realize that this is a full time job and it is a gift that has to be harnessed, whether for the person giving out the person giving out the content would have to, work on himself, would have to put a lot of effort. Talent is not enough. We have to also understand how to create networks and how to leverage on existing networks and leverage on existing structures to make things work. And for the person receiving the content would also have to understand that uh, art is different, and so for everybody it will appeal differently. So maybe a particular artist may not appeal to you, or a particular artist may appeal to you. Does not mean the other artist does not know what he's doing. So art is different, just the way human beings are. People are meant for different kinds of art. So in general, so I think the realization itself would help to make things to make things easier. Another thing would be the platform, which I would always have an argument and say that whether we like it or not, we need government structures to be able to create that lasting impact when it comes to art going out there. So when I say government structures, part of it would be creating a structure, for instance, having a structure where a particular artist can have royalties, that is backed by law forever, for life. So if I know that my intellectual property is, safeguarded, my intellectual property is safe, and I can make proceeds from my intellectual property, it just gives me that push, it gives me that energy, that zeal to put in more, to get in the best, because I know that I'm going to be able to reap out from what I have done. So I think creating these structures and systems in place that would, affirm, or make every artist know, or have, the assurance that what they've done would really really be safe, and all. That's just one aspect of government creating. The vast, you know, space, vast opportunities for government to create things that would work out for us. So I think these two things, the realization from both the artist and the person receiving, the content creator and the content receiver, and as well as structures put in place to see that the contents are built very well.